They just try to make it easy. Dyrus incessantly throwing these auto attacks at Westrice. Glitter hurts, man. Get out of there.
He can't get it off. He can't wash off Glitter.
Oh, he flashes. You can't wash off Glitter. It's everywhere. Westrice goes down.
Back amazing. Back in his top lane here. They're going for Cola.
What a nice equalizer. He's forced to just cook on it. And they are going to be able to pick up a kill on Cola.
And this is all credit to Dyrus on this Rumble here.
Now be low on health under the turret. Dyrus is getting again.
He's waiting for his spell cooldown to come back up. He could kill him with the spell. Oh, no!
Oh, the outplay. Is it real? Westrice almost gets it, and Dyrus barely squeaks away.
If they can get in, Dexter takes it first, repels out, and then it's going to be... Oh, actually, Seraph's going to have to take this quite hard with the dominance on. Gets shrunken out. Dyrus could have shield coming up soon. Gets the slow on. Dexter getting an auto attack. He's going to go down. And so is Darren. The double kill for Dyrus.
All right, so I'm Kevin with eSports Y, and I'm actually here with Dyrus from TSM today. Dyrus, how are you doing?
I'm good.
All right, so it's been a while since you've been back to the islands. Just what do you plan on doing here on the island?
Just taking a break, taking a vacation before I go back and stream. I kind of needed the break because all I do is play League, and sometimes I just need to lay back, hang out with friends, family members, and since I'm here, I might as well do a fan meet.
For sure. Anywhere specific you plan on visiting? Any locations you really want to go to on the island?
Other than here, not really, honestly.
Okay. Yeah.
I've been the guy that kind of just stays in. And now that the trade winds are going, I really don't want to go too many places. But maybe it's like the mall or maybe some parks, but that's about it.
Cool, cool. So we get this question a lot. The ping here is really high, I guess, compared to other places. Have you noticed the difference?
For me, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
90 ping to like 5 ping, there isn't like a really huge difference unless you're really picky about it.
Okay.
In my personal opinion, you still can, the ping is not going to be big enough to the point where it will hold you back.
Yeah. All right, cool. So let's try to get maybe some serious questions now. You are actually the last North American starter on your starting roster in TSM after all of the roster changes. How do you feel North American players are competing against other countries? Do you think other countries are starting to like smother out North American players like in other eSport games? Or do you think they're still a fighting force?
Personally, C9's the only team left with like all American players.
Yeah.
And it isn't that the mechanics and skill level is that much worse, it's just the experience of the players and how there's a lot of the veteran players that couldn't keep up.
Okay.
Personally, right now, NA as a region has gotten a lot stronger. It beat Europe this year. China is very comparable, and Korea is obviously like better than everyone else.
Yeah.
As for my position as a North American player, it's still very competitive, but it's not like we're going to be seeing like a bunch of foreigners because there's rules, new rules now, and it's really not that much better.
Okay. All right. So you guys placed top 8 this year in the World Championship, so TSM's still a very strong team. However, do you feel earlier in the year when you started to get a bunch of roster changes, do you think it negatively affected TSM at first? Or do you think it was for the better of the team?
When we got Lustboy, that was probably our best choice at the time. And getting amazing, we just needed to find a jungler, and now with the new season, it should get better over time.
Okay.
It was honestly the best we could do at the time with the current roster. It's all about the potential, of course, the potential of how good we can get, and it's about increasing that potential and being ready for the next Worlds.
Okay, all right. So you do have players from all around the world, many countries. Did you run into any problems with the language barrier? Did you feel like that kind of stopped you from playing as well as you could in the beginning?
It's mainly on Lustboy to learn English. He can read it very well, and for the language barrier, it's really not that bad.
Okay.
He's actually very good at reading English. It's just about him being confident to say the things that he wants to.
Oh, okay.
And we're slowly working towards that. It wasn't really that much of a problem. We've had bigger problems on the team.
All right. And so there is the budding of an esports community here in Oahu. What do you feel like Oahu can do to actually like have the esports community blossom into a real community, instead of what we have now, which is kind of a bit more down?
It's not always about it's not always about the skill of the players. Like, you know, we could all be Gold 5 for all I know. It's all about how many people enjoy League and how you can show people to enjoy League. For example, Brazil has a huge community, and you know, Kaboom beat Alliance. Like that, like just having a huge community supporting the players themselves is like, it's already a big plus. You don't exactly need players from here to like, you know, they don't need to be as good as me and come up and be like, oh, I'm pro, I'm playing in Worlds, you know. You don't need that. We only have so many people in Hawaii. It's about, you know, showing it eyes to the more casual players. I'll take an example here. Rivington III, the caster. He's very good at explaining to newer players how to play. And it's mostly about us just being open to like newer players and, you know, not getting mad at them, because right now League as a game is very hard to get into. So the best way is to make it more friendly to get into.
Okay,
and
all right.
Having friends around to play with each other.
Yeah, all right, cool. So TSM going into 2015, where do you think you guys are headed, and what specifically do you think you have to work on the most?
After playing at Samsung White, potentially probably gonna win Worlds. They've shown that individual skill is a plus, but teamwork, working with that individual skill, and the planning of it, and the coaching, and the, you know, the infrastructure is what makes the team world caliber.
Oh, okay, all right. So coming in 2015, what games do you expect, just games in general, do you expect to be the most popular in the esports community? Because with new games coming out, the esports scene is always changing. What do you think is going to be the big hitters?
Well, obviously right now League is what's there. Yeah. And then Dota is up and climbing. They've been throwing a lot of money in there. So right now it's been 2 MOBAs. There's a lot of fighting games I've heard that are getting like, you know, higher in the esports scene. There's also, you know, Smash. There's you know, Street Fighter, Marvel, like all those games. You know, it's just, I'm not too sure on the research and who's doing what, but it's definitely growing.
Do you think Hearthstone will be a big
coming up? Yeah, I think so too, because you don't need, you can be any age to play Hearthstone. You don't need the mechanics, you just need to be good at it and good at with math. Like, I think it'll be a nice and upcoming casual card game that could turn really competitive.
All right, well, thank you for your time, Dyrus, and we'll let you free to meet all of these people. But Kevin Allen from eSports Y signing off.